All right, hello. This is Mom and Pop Gems with another interview this week. My name is Marcus, and with us today is our herb hero, our holistic expert, healthcare specialist, Carmen Adams. Thanks for being with us, Miss Carmen. Talk to us about what is that you do and what makes you so passionate about herbs.
I teach individuals interested in incorporating the art of herbalism into their practical everyday life. Some individuals come to me with complex conditions, while some others come to me with more of acute issues. Oftentimes, herbs are just a piece of the puzzle. It's often mind, body, and spirit as well. So I'm passionate because not only have I seen it make changes in my personal life, but I've been privileged to walk alongside others and see lasting changes as well. Not only how they feel, but in black and white as far as lab findings go.
Okay, so the art of herbalism. I've never heard it called an art form before, but I see you have it all around you, so you must be very involved with it. What got you into the field of herbalism and into this industry?
Well, I always knew that I would work in healthcare. However, when I started learning things that I didn't quite want to teach others or apply to my everyday life, I took a different journey towards more holistic based on my culture, upbringing, and interest, honestly. Because if modern medicine came to be, it came to be from something. So I wanted to learn more of that history, and that led me to where I am now. I have a healthy respect for allopathic medicine or modern medicine, as it can definitely be complementary. I oftentimes tell colleagues or even clients, why guess when you can know? So, the diagnostic tools that are present in our everyday life nowadays, I advocate for those as well.
Okay, that's awesome. So a question I have, so with this recent, I guess we're kind of still in the pandemic, have people kind of turned to you towards alternative methods and have you had a lot of, business increasing or decreasing because of that?
I would say increase in the sense of wanting to learn more about what can they do regarding their immune system or maybe even lung health, possibly even detoxing. However, some of the financial strains and within the holistic practice, we are cash pay or, some type of financing option, but we don't take insurance. So seeing that we are cash pay, that can be, I guess, a hurdle for some individuals, which encourages me to find solutions. So I have a lot of tricks up my sleeve to be able to help those that I may not be able to assist otherwise.
Very nice. Let's talk about maybe before you got into, all this, where did you grow up? How was your childhood and education, your family support, things like that?
Okay, well, I am a very private person, so there are certain aspects that I'm not comfortable sharing. But I will say that I grew up in Florida. Let's see, childhood, relatively normal childhood, I guess you can say. As an adult, there are inner childlike wounds that I am healing from, which allows me to connect to my clients, either those that are aware or those that are unaware. So my personal journey is more of a personal guide. It isn't something I publicize per se.
No, we appreciate and respect that. Yeah, thank you for sharing what you did. So looking around your office, I do see that there are some herbs behind you. So what are
Mhm.
those for? There's a lot of
Ooh,
them. So
well, yeah, there are quite many. Then there are tinctures over in that direction, and then there's a whole nother
mhm.
room. So these are herbs that I primarily utilize for teaching moments, especially if a client is sitting in front of me. But the other herbs that I sell publicly are in a different space. However, it really depends. There's so many different ones. It depends on what it is that I would teach you about. Maybe I would grab it and share more about it. I specialize in, or won't even say specialize. I enjoy teaching individuals dealing with cardiovascular challenges, so heart health, digestive wellness, reproductive health. Honestly, any of the issues that I've personally grown through because I have that personal experience. And then, as the universe may have it, I've been privileged to assist others with similar issues as well.
okay. You kind of touched on it earlier with some challenges that the holistic industry faces, some financial. Are there any other hurdles that you have to deal with being in, the herbalist field?
Yeah, let's see. I want to keep it positive, so I don't view it as challenges. I view it as something that just hasn't been solved yet. So, individuals that may oversimplify herbalism as an absolute, like what tea should I drink for this? What herb for this? Well, if you have a condition that deals with multiple body systems, one herb is more than likely not going to be the end all be all. And being open to an herb being a tool, that is more in my lane as far as like how I teach. That's why I call it the art of herbalism. You can look at each herb as a different paint color because you may mix these two for different reasons, or you may use more of this than that one. So it helps me to specify that. I also think I kind of forgot your question. What was your question?
No, I was saying, what challenges, but like you were saying,
Oh,
not looking at,
okay.
but what hasn't been solved yet. Let's look at it.
Yeah.
What has been solved yet in your field that you would, like to, see some improvements in?
I enjoy working alongside other specialists, especially in the allopathic space, because they are not taught herbalism in their studies, so to speak. They may touch on nutrition or other complementary modalities, but I would love to see an herbalist in every MD's office, or at least every MD has an herbalist that they may converse with, especially since nowadays more and more people are turning to incorporate it into their daily life. It would behoove that specialist to also have someone in their arsenal to speak to. So I currently work alongside a family medicine practitioner. I have other specialists that I work alongside, but I'm within the same clinic with them, and it's
Okay.
lovely.
That is nice. Like working together, all
Yeah.
the goal is, better health. So why not have everybody on the same page with that? So that's a nice, endeavor there. So in your office, do you have people that you work, with that you've been with for a long time, or you're always bringing in new people? You're like a mentor. You mentioned in some roles, you're always bringing in new people to the team.
To my team or those that I teach as far as clients.
I guess we can do both. Yeah, your client base and also, your fellow workers.
Okay. So as far as clients go, I have some clients that have stuck with me throughout the years, whether they refer other family members or they reach other milestones and they want my 2 cents, so to speak. Then I have others that I assist. And then the biggest compliment to me is when you no longer need me and they go off and do their own thing and apply the information as they see fit or feel in alignment with. And as far as workers go, I do have an assistant who is also my social media coach. It's why I'm actually on social media. She's amazing. Her name is Sarah, and I have an intern. Her name is Madison. And then I have other team members that play integral roles depending on the special projects that I'm working on.
Okay. So that's another question I was going to get into. As a mentor, now that you're teaching other people, so what qualities do you think, lend itself well to mentoring that you've maybe learned, or what maybe you should steer away from as a mentor that maybe you've had some of those experiences as well?
Ooh, let's see, where should I start with that? Huh. You're not called to teach everyone. That's one thing. I would say identifying red flags that could be in a mentee, because again, you're not called to teach everyone. One of the things that I definitely look for is a person looking for absolutes, because again, this is an art. I respect other holistic wellness concepts or modalities. Again, you wouldn't build a home or a temple using just a hammer. So, individuals that are open minded and teachable to that respect, someone that respects allopathic medicine, because why guess when you can know? If there's a scan, an x-ray, a blood panel, something of that nature that could assist that client in gaining more clarity and monitoring their success, why not? So those are some things that I look for in mentees or that I've learned to look for. Yeah, I think I answered your question.
No, you did. Yeah, really good. So when it comes to the social media aspect, I guess you're kind of just dipping your toes into that. But you have your team member there. Have you found that you've actually gotten a lot more clients branching out to social media in that way?
Yes, I receive a lot more correspondence as far as like one-off questions or individuals just sharing their journey and wanting my insight. And yes, clients have definitely come from social media as well. It's been a positive experience for myself. And I would say if it were to go otherwise, I would make other decisions because I protect my peace at all cost.
Right. Well, that's good. So my question, there probably are a lot of misconceptions about, your industry. So if you would maybe you want to clear some of those up. What would you say, to support the need for herbalism and what you do as far as, working with herbs and, that kind of medicine?
I would say not all herbs are poisonous, not all herbs are dangerous. However, there are herbs that are poisonous and there are herbs that are dangerous. So I would say having a healthy respect, finding that happy medium, educating oneself, that is where I would start with that.
Education really is the best thing because if you have misconception, we'll learn more about it and, you'll find out what it really is all about.
Yeah, other misconceptions is that it's just woo woo. We're just hoping and wishing it works, where there are studies and research that showcases the medicinal properties, hence why there are disclaimers that come with it, not only the adverse effects someone may experience quickly, something that could take a longer period of time. For example, if someone's taking a blood thinning herb, such as turmeric and cayenne, and then they also take a blood thinning medication, too thin of blood can present a whole bunch of problems. So there's a common misconception that it's not effective when it definitely can be effective and there can be contraindications. So safety is still something you want to keep at the forefront of your mind while you don't allow fear to sway you either. Just working with someone knowledgeable or doing your due diligence and taking your time and becoming your own client before you teach others.
Okay, I like that point. Becoming your own client first. It's a good tip.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
you call it's called Energy Medical Group, Energy Med Group.
Med group, yes.
Talk about how that came to be. You probably had an idea, but then how has it gotten to where you have an office and you have people that you're working with? How's the journey, to getting to where you are now in your nice office with herbs all around you?
Okay, so I've been in Las Vegas since 2014. So prior to that, I was on in the Southeast, and I started with doing virtual appointments, and then I worked within a spa, and then life brought me over here. I continued virtual appointments. Then I had my own brick and mortar that was temporary, and then I started doing corporate wellness programs with different companies, and then that branched me out to an internship because there was another course I was completing, such as in nutrition. So I started an internship with a naturopathic clinic out here. I did that for a bit. Life took me elsewhere, which I branched back out onto my own, where I was within another wellness spa. It was called LV Holistic Health, as well as metabolic restoration is what came to be upstairs. And then life branched out to where I am now. I'm located within ISOM MD.
Okay, that's a wonderful journey. You have a lot of stops along
Yes.
the way, but here you are.
Yeah, so I continued to grow my knowledge with the experience I was able to acquire within those different roles. Within the other wellness clinics that I worked within, there were other modalities as well. So I was able to refer and be referred to for complementary purposes. So,
Probably worked with many clients over the years. You have any fun experiences or happy, looking back, like you had a good time with this client or like you had a good outcome to their situation and how it made you
so
feel?
many. So many. Someone wanting to avoid a cholesterol medication, so then their numbers changing, a person wanting to conceive, and them conceiving, or someone doing, say, IVF or IUI. So they were getting support for their during their fertility journey, but they still wanted to support their body and then being able to have a safe delivery. People getting closer or across the finish line regarding their desired outcome is what brings me joy because each person I help helps me help the next person. So it really is a symbiotic relationship where it's an equal trade off. Each person I pour into and I learn from their journey as well. That's why I like to take heed to red flags because I genuinely want to help and I genuinely want to learn. So if you're ready to make these lasting changes, I'm ready to walk alongside you. Otherwise, circle back when you're at a different place.
I love that. Yeah, you just had a big smile on your face talking about all those, people and their outcomes. So you must really love helping people, like you mentioned, and it helps you help the next person as well.
Exactly.
So
It's
you're here right
dopamine
now.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Say it again.
exactly. No, no. What did you say?
Oh, I was just saying it's dopamine. I follow the dopamine. Each person I help, it just brings me joy. And it's like, oh, okay, all of that information could potentially be helpful for that next person. And then and it just keeps building, and it's never ending. So
That is awesome. So talk about some of your goals on what you hope to, branch out to, anything new that you have planning or that you want to start venturing into.
yes, there's so much new. There's so much. Where would I start? So I have a mentorship relaunching. I typically do a couple of mentorships each year. And now I'm offering one-on-one with a group coaching aspect as well. And that launches April 1st. It is a rolling admission to each month. So the first of each month is the rolling admission for the next 6 months, unless I fill up between now and then there will be a cutoff at some point. They are 60-day immersive one-on-one mentorships. If you decide you want to continue, you can either continue with the one-on-one aspect or just the group aspect, which the group meets once per week. And the one-on-one, we meet bi-weekly for 90 minutes each for a mentee strategy session. My goal is not to teach individuals what to think, but how to think. It's the practical application of herbalism. You can read all day long, but the instance that tea does not help the stomach ache or get it away or make it go away, what do you do next? I want to teach you to think beyond the herb. Do you just go to another tea and hope that helps? Or do you look at maybe there's something else going on? What are other symptoms that have arose? Is this outside of your scope of practice? So that information can help you not only learn, but also keep the client safe that you're wanting to introduce to herbalism. So they're making the decision. So anywho, I can talk about that all day long. So it's mentorships. I like to teach individuals how to think, not necessarily what to think. There's a lot of role play because maybe you have all this herb information in your head, but you've never been able to have a test client. Well, I have that galore. So that's another aspect as well. Coming soon, I will be offering nutrition education on a sliding scale. There is a school that I graduated from, and I'm formally on their faculty. I will be announcing soon on my Instagram, but their graduates need to sit for a board certification. Therefore, they need that interaction with other clients. So it's a great win-win-win situation where I can connect them to clients, and those clients can be connected to certified holistic nutritionists that I can vouch for their education because I went through the course and I'm still connected to the school as well. So that's another thing up my sleeve. And then pre-sales, a lot of individuals want to order herbal blends or learn from their orders, and I look forward to showcasing that. So I guess those are the top three. There's many more, but we'll start there.
Well, it seems like you love to give back and help people. That seems like everything you do is helping people either by mentoring or with their herbs, other clients. So it seems like you're in the right industry.
Yes.
You love to help people, and that comes through in your personality and how you talk about it. So that's wonderful to see. So anything else you would like people to know about Innergy Med Group or about your field in general?
Let's see. If you feel in alignment to becoming a private client of mine, be ready to show up for yourself and to advocate for oneself. And similar to my mentees, I don't teach you what to think, I teach you how to think, but also intricate ways or meticulous ways to continuously advocate for oneself. Again, we address the mind, we address the body, the physical symptoms, and how that may be manifesting, but also the spirit. How do you connect to source? What do you call source? What is your morning routine, your evening routine? It's not just this herb for this complaint. There are other reasons as to why you may feel discomfort or maybe you're experiencing disease. So if you're truly curious about getting to the root cause and applying information that feels in alignment to you, I may feel called to help. So reach out.
Okay, awesome. I love that send off. Awesome. So your time, we really appreciate that, Ms. Carmen. Thanks for all your information and your energy, your joy. It came through. Thank you so much. And that's going to be it for our interview today. Thanks so much for tuning into this gem, and see you guys for the next one. Thank you.